While Mexico's Baja California Sur is known for its dry, warm climate, attracting visitors from around the world to Cabo San Lucas, a little-known oasis thrives inland. Tucked in the Sierra La Laguna Nature Preserve, the mountain community of San Bartolo is home to an extraordinary natural fruit forest made possible by a centuries-old tradition of controlled flooding. In this RF Spotlight, we're focusing on one particular property, Buen Provecho Retreat Center, owned by Seattle native Amy Bartlett and her partner. A former culinary school, Buen Provecho is an ideal venue for retreats providing authentic culinary experiences that emphasize fresh and healthy nutrition or juicing, alongside other practices like yoga and holistic health. You can even enjoy a unique experience of picking and eating fresh fruit straight from the trees. I'm Amir from retreatfinder.com. Keep watching to find out how this would be an amazing place for your next retreat. So that's the big reveal. You come up into the mountain range, there's this underwater aquifer or rivers that are basically creating an oasis up in the mountains of very lush green forest. And what makes this particular retreat venue special is that it's on 2.5 hectares of what Amy calls a fruit forest.
So we'll start with January. We have around Christmas and New Year's is the mandarin oranges. Grapefruit come just after that, and oranges kind of come at the same time. Coffee beans come in early spring, and quickly followed by mango, which typically starts the 1st of June and is prolific. I mean, we have a lot of mango. And that's followed by avocado and guava. Now, we also have plantains growing on the property. They seem to be on their own timeline. There's also lime trees all over the property that also go year round. We have a tree called a sapote, which is like a kind of a really sweet pear, and it's on its own timeline, as well as a lemon dulce that's on its own timeline. So there's always something. You can just wander around tasting things.
So go grab a mango right off the tree, bite into it, get all messy and dirty and sticky, and then go jump in the pool and cool off and have an amazing...
Or you can even actually access a mango from the pool. The first week we were here, my partner and I walked around the property tasting. First of all, we thought we had all limes because everything was small and green, because everything's small and green when it starts. We thought, oh, it's all limes. And then we realized, oh, no, that's a grapefruit. That's an orange. That's a guava. However, we tasted everything, and it was like being a kid in a candy shop in another world.
What I like about the simplicity of picking fruit and living on the land is that it helps you take a step back from the big city life. Buen Provecho Retreat Center is part of an intimate mountain community called San Bartolo, which allows for a totally different experience from the big wellness resorts at the major tourist destinations.
One of my favorite parts of living here is that farm to table isn't really an aesthetic. It's just how Mexicans eat. So it's not about a price point or some elite experience. It's just, that's the neighbor's chicken. And this is the avocado that we're making guacamole with that came right here. It's just a really roots up experience by nature. So I love that. Yeah, it's very much an authentic experience. And I want potential visitors to know that, because there are pluses and minuses with that. I can't think of the minuses personally, but I'm really grateful to have been welcomed warmly. The culture is a very welcoming and helpful and warm culture. The family that I spoke of, the Huerteros, the wife of this family is our chef for retreats. So she brings her authentic ranch style cooking to our groups. And we're grateful. I mean, we feel like we've tapped into the heart of what it means to arrive in Mexico. So it is very authentic. So I would say this culinary kitchen, which also has a large pool area, and pool deck is sort of the communal center. This is where people tend to gather and, cook, eat, chit chat, morning breakfast with listening to the birds. There are two other kind of group spaces. One is a palapa on our roof that is great for morning yoga or night stargazing. The orchard circle, which is deep in a mango grove. Everything really sort of manifested circular here. That wasn't intentional, but it's been a lovely serendipitous thing. It feels like life's coming full circle.
The orchard circle is perfect place for groups of 8 to 12 people to gather and do activities. In fact, the whole property is set up exactly for groups up to 12 people that can come and do a venue takeover. You can get the whole place to yourself.
For retreats, 12 is really comfortable. And that's because most people want their own bed. And we do have mostly individual beds, but we have two queens. So we could go up to 14, with shared space. We also have a sofa bed, so we could go up to 15 if somebody. So they're all white duck tents. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but they're incredibly hardy. So they are able to. We have air conditioning and heat, and they hold that in beautifully. Um, they are all there's three bathrooms, so they're all conveniently located to a restroom. You may have to walk. I mean, I think the longest is 20 feet, but everything else is closer. They have really nice mattresses, and we try to change out the bedding so it's season appropriate. Big comfy beds, big comfy comforters in up until about June, and then that's a lot. So then we go to a lighter bedding. So we really put thought into the comfort. There is electricity and a fan and a USB port. Um, and each tent has a little sitting area in front that has two Adirondack chairs. But then there's several places to go kind of be on your own and have that more mindful personal experience in the orchard. There's in front of your tent, as well as several areas with hammocks or a picnic table so you could sit and write. It's about 2.5 hectares, is about 5 acres or so.
But you don't have to spend the whole retreat on the property. There are several day trip and excursion options available to enjoy, including pristine white sand beach, museums, waterfalls, boating, and hikes in the mountains. And also, the calm waters of Baja California's East Cape is a world apart from Cabo's hustle and bustle.
We're about 15 minutes from Los Barriles and all the beaches there, so it's not, a significant distance for people who still want to be able to visit the beach on their trip. It's a 15-minute drive, and we can provide that transportation. But chartering boats out of Los Barriles is easy, and those boats can either fish or snorkel or just go whale watching or sightseeing. It's about a 45-minute drive from us. A little bit south and up into the mountains is Zorro Canyon. And there are several hot springs and waterfalls that are an option. My favorite is Sol de Mayo, has a really stunning waterfall. There it is. And then you can swim at the base of it. It is year-round. It is cool, fresh, beautiful mountain spring water. It is usually not crowded. Sometimes there'll be, 8 to 10 people there at the most that I've ever seen. Going the other direction is into the mountains towards La Paz. There's a little mining town called El Triunfo. It's no longer a mining town, but it mined silver. It was an important part of the development of this area, was this silver mining town. And there's a restaurant that is fantastic in an old kind of recovered building that's just visually stunning, not to mention good food and a pizza oven. And then there are 2 museums there. One is a cowboy museum that tells the story of the vaqueros of this area, the ranchers. And the other is the mining museum, which tells the story of mining, as well as having some pretty amazing specimens of, silver and geodes and just cool stuff to look at. And it's a neat day trip, for like maybe the morning and then come back and enjoy the pool for the afternoon. There's a couple of things here in San Bartolo worth mentioning as well. Out our back gate, you can hike up these mountains. So for hiking groups especially in December, January, February, March, maybe even April, there are trails that ascend these mountains and are pretty spectacular for views. What's kind of nice is to come back up into the mountains at the end of the day and be surrounded by this food forest. And the mountains are kind of a nice respite. We have a breeze, we have a swimming pool, we have a natural spring, we have a river that flows out back year round, which is pretty rare here. Most of the arroyos, the kind of river washes, run dry about this time of year, but ours runs all year.
Not only is Buen Provecho a unique experience, but it's also a surprisingly affordable option. This venue provides a fantastic blend of authentic mountain community and a unique fruit forest, while still allowing access to beaches and other day trip adventures. Buen Provecho is a down-to-earth retreat option, perfect for those seeking fresh food and peaceful environment. Contact Amy to see if Buen Provecho is the right venue for your next retreat. At Retreat Finder, we're constantly on the lookout for unique retreat experience from around the world. So if you like this video, like it and subscribe so YouTube will notify you the next time we publish another video.